Hello and welcome back to the Daddy Cliff channel. Today let's have a look at how you can obtain the MasterCard Foundation scholarship to do a master's degree at McGill University in Canada. This is a scholarship that is exclusively for African students. We will look at the details, step-by-step process on how you can go about filling out the application form. Let's get to my computer and then look at the details of this scholarship. But first, before we do that, if you know you've not yet subscribed to the channel, why not begin by hitting that subscription button and then make sure you turn on the notification bell so that you will always be notified whenever there are new videos on the channel. And if you are a returning subscriber, please make sure you like the video. On the page you would see step-by-step application. This is for you to do your master's degree in fall 2024. It's very important. The first thing is that you must make sure you determine your eligibility. How do you determine your eligibility? If you go here, graduate admission requirements, it will tell you you need a bachelor's degree. Of course, because you're applying for a master's degree. If you're applying for PhD, then you would obviously need a master's degree. And then the next thing is that you must make sure you fulfill the minimum requirement, that is the GPA. It is important to make sure you see the GPA requirement per major that you will be applying for. It's very important. Then let's look at English language requirement, because this is key. Normally, if you have any of the standardized tests, it's okay. But if you go down, it says here, proof of proficiency not required. It says, normally, if you meet any of the following conditions, you are not required to submit proof of proficiency in English. 1. Mother tongue, language learned and still used on daily basis is English. And then here, has obtained or is about to obtain an undergraduate or graduate degree from a recognized foreign institution where English is the language of instruction. We know in many African countries we use English in our universities to obtain a degree. So all you need to do is make sure you provide a language proficiency document from your university to indicate that studies were carried out in English. That will do. And then has lived and attended university or been employed for at least 4 consecutive years in a country where English is the acknowledged primary language. So for those who studied in another country where English was used as a medium of instruction, or worked in a country where English was a medium of instruction, can use that document to prove that they have a good mastery of English language. The next thing that you need to do is make sure your country is on a list of eligible countries. So this is a list of eligible countries beginning with Angola right down to Zimbabwe. You have the list equally down here in French, because remember, Canada is a bilingual country. Next thing is also make sure you are applying for one of these majors: animal science, sustainable agriculture, right down to public health and public policy. Maximum of 5 scholars per year. It's very important that you make sure you are applying for one of the majors that are here. These are the majors that are offered for the MasterCard Foundation scholarship to do a master's degree at McGill University in Canada. And then number 5 here says, if you fulfill one of these criteria, you will be having some priority in the application process. If you are a woman, you stand a better chance of getting this scholarship. If you are a refugee or internally displaced person, or you have some form of disabilities, if you fall among this category, you have some chances of getting this scholarship. And then next one, have an exceptional record of service and activity in your school or community. If you can prove that you've been carrying out some activities, for example volunteering, it will increase your chances of getting this scholarship. So do not minimize those types of activities. Next one, they say here you must indicate that you can return back to your home country, and most importantly, you must be less than 35 years at the time of application. It is very important. Now let's go ahead and look at the application form. On the page where it says step by step, if you go down number 2, you would see application form, McGill University graduate application. If you are applying for McGill graduate program, begin McGill University graduate application. Prospective applicant should not proceed with the payment of the application but complete all other components. So you do not pay the application, but make sure you fill out all the other components in the graduate application form. Then MasterCard Foundation Scholars Program. Complete the MasterCard Foundation Scholars Program application form in order to have your application pre-screened for academic and scholarship eligibility. Only complete applications that meet the minimum eligibility requirement will be considered. So you can get the application form by clicking this link. So here we have the link. The first thing that you need to do is agree for a fee waiver. It's very important. Next thing, you click on next, and then you need to write down your name, middle name, and then last name. Make sure you select your gender, it can be male or female, date of birth, country of citizenship, country of birth. These are information that you can go ahead and fill them out by yourself. Next, you have to decide on the program that you're applying for. Let's say we are applying for public health. We would select public health. Have you previously attended or completed graduate studies, master's or above? I would say no. List all other MasterCard Foundation Scholars Program partners that you have or will apply to. It is important to know that MasterCard has scholarship in other universities like University of Toronto, in some African universities, as well as some European universities. But we are applying for MasterCard to study at McGill University in Canada in this case. So if you click here, you'll find a list of universities that are in partnership with MasterCard. You have American University of Beirut. So if you don't want to apply for the MasterCard to study at McGill, you can choose any of these universities that are here and apply for them. So what we'll do is you would go ahead and fill up this space. I would focus on areas that are of importance in this video. Now let's look at personal statement. It is very important that you get your personal statement right. This is the key to every scholarship, because this is where they see your motivation, because they don't want to admit somebody or give a scholarship to somebody who is not really motivated. You must prove that you need this scholarship. You must tell them why you really need this scholarship, how important this scholarship is to you, how important also the degree program that you want to apply to go and study is important to you, like for the present and for the future. It's super important. So the first one, they say describe why you choose your intended study program at McGill and how you foresee this program to impact your short and long-term personal and career goal. So for example, let's say you did a health related program at the undergraduate. It will be a foundation for you to begin by telling them that the fact that you studied something, maybe public health at undergraduate, you want to continue because you see that in Africa we are very much lacking at the level of public health. So obtaining this scholarship will make you obtain the necessary knowledge that will help you in developing the health sector or contributing to develop the health sector in your home country. So that is for the future goal. The future goal is you want to contribute in developing the health sector in your country, because you see that as far as the health sector is lacking in your country, there is a lot of loophole. We don't have a lot of health practitioners, especially when we go to hospital. The doctors are not there, the nurses are not there. So if you get this scholarship, it will help you to contribute to become an addition in the health sector in your home country. Partly this is what I have written. Our continent, Africa, and most especially my country, that is Nigeria, is lacking in the domain of health practitioners. We do not have the doctors and nurses in our health institution at the moment, and me getting this scholarship and undertaking this degree program will make me a part of the solution developing our health sector. It is very important that there is a word limit between 250 and 350. Basically, this is just for me to spark up your brain so that you can think of what to write. It's very important that you look at the health situation in your home country and write about the things that you lack and how important this degree will be in boosting the health sector in your country. And I will recommend that you write this in words so that you can get the word count. Make sure it's not lower than 250 and it's not above 350. So write on a Word document, Microsoft Word, and then copy and command paste here. Number 22, it says the MasterCard Foundation Scholars Program aims to help educate the youths of today to be leaders of tomorrow. How do you intend to use the knowledge and skill gained during your scholarship to positively impact the African continent? We are lacking in this domain. You obtaining this scholarship will help you in obtaining the necessary skills that is required to develop your health sector. You develop a lot of capacity building as far as the health sector is concerned. It is very important that you go to the curriculum and look at the course outline, look at the courses and the objectives of each courses. You should write and answer the question based on the course outline. It's very important because some of the courses will tell you what knowledge you will acquire after studying each and every course, and after graduating you will be able to tell them that if you do these courses, this is the knowledge that you expect to obtain, and it will help you in fulfilling this or that situation or problem in your home country. So if you go to the public health section page, you'd see it says unique program features. The program focuses on the foundation and principles of epidemiology and biostatistics as applied to public health and research. So you would acquire a lot of knowledge on epidemics in Africa and biostatistics. You would be able to have those statistics on the health problems that we have in Africa. You should be able to break down all of these things that will be taught. This is the knowledge that you would acquire, and you would be able to implement the knowledge and skills that you would acquire just by looking at the course outline. It will give you an idea on how to go about answering question number 22, because you are gaining knowledge to help impact the African continent in the future. So it's very important that you read things like the fact that you will be able to design, conduct, and analyze clinical, population-based environmental policy and methodological public health related research topics. These are very key factors. We need this kind of knowledge. We do not have a lot of health practitioners in Africa who can analyze, who can design concepts in health, who can conduct and analyze clinical research in Africa. It's very important that you read this course outline and use it to answer number 2. It's very important for you to tell them that you have gone through the course outline and you understand the course outline, and gaining the knowledge from the course outline is going to help you impact your country, impact the African continent positively, help develop the health sector in your country and Africa as a whole. Given the eligibility criteria and the ethos of the scholars program, why do you believe that you would be a good candidate? What are some of the skills and attributes that you will bring to the scholars community on campus? On question number 3, this is where you will bring out your past work experience, how you've been able to be a community leader, the skills that you've acquired, how you've been able to bring people together. Here you would have to tell them about your passion for learning, your passion for your major, how you love learning. You should be able to convincing them without trying to be very greedy, by letting them know that becoming a public health practitioner had always been your lifelong dream, that you had always dreamt of becoming a health practitioner so as to touch and impact lives in your community, and that interest of yours had grown after completing your undergraduate degree and then working for a public health sector. You realize the things that are lacking in our public health sector in Africa. That kind of led your interest and motivation to become a public health expert to grow, and your long-term life dream is to become a public practitioner. Having this scholarship is really going to help you achieve that life dream of yours. 24. Which transformative leadership skills and competence do you hope to develop if selected for the scholarship? It is very important for you to know that being a leader requires skills, and it's not everybody that gets that skills. Some can get it naturally, some can learn. Being able to control people who are under you requires you to have leadership skills. If you do not have those leadership skills, you can obtain it through learning, and getting this scholarship will help you to maybe lead others in conducting research in areas like epidemiology or clinical research. It is very important that you obtain skills that can help you conduct research, especially if you have people who are under you, so that you cannot sound bossy and probably break up your team. So it's very important to know that you would tell them that you want to obtain leadership skills that can help you conduct research with other people in a friendly environment that can encourage spirit of teamwork. You can think about many leadership skills that you would want to acquire and then write them down here. It's very important that you know that you have a word limit. It is between 250 and 350 on every space that is provided. So it's very important that you think of any leadership skills that you can think of that would be of importance to you in your work life. Then here they say, please summarize your current and past leadership experience, community involvement, and volunteering. So here you have to tell them, here are some key experiences that I've included here. So let's say you are a woman. Here I indicated you've been able to work under pressure despite the fact that you're working with men. Let's say in the organization or the health sector that you work, you are the only woman and you're 10 of you, you have 9 men, and maybe you are a leader in the group. You've been able to work with men under pressure without feeling that you are the only woman. So you've been able to develop the ability to work under pressure, and then you've increased your self-belief and confidence, and then you've been able to support others, understanding people's problem and supporting them. And then lastly, you've been able to transfer knowledge with competence and confidence, because in the health sector you're practically teaching other people. Like when you discover diseases, you should be able to communicate to the person receiving the information with competence and confidence, so that they should know that you really know your work. So you can go ahead and think about some skills that you have obtained while working, which is why doing volunteering or having gained some work experience is very important in almost every scholarship. So you can use this as something that can spark your brain to think about what to write here. Number 26, it says, when have you experienced failure, either at work, school, and what did you do to overcome or address it? It's very important to know that you should not be shy about telling people about your failure. It is very important for you to know that winning or failing adds to your load of experience. When you win, you gain experience. When you lose, you gain experience, and then next time you would try not to lose, because you would have gained experience. You would have known what made you to lose. So do not worry about failure. Speak clearly about your failures and tell them the lessons that you learned from your failure and how they helped you to overcome future challenges and were able to not fail again. Even if you fail 10 times, it's okay. Indicate it. Just be truthful and answer the questions. Do not be afraid to talk about your failures. Do not be afraid to tell them how you were able to overcome future challenges. It's very important that you say it. With the ACEs, they are just trying to know you well. ACEs are just for the people to know you well, because know that your papers or your scores do not really talk much about you. It is your writing that will make the person try to imagine who you are, try to know you through your ACEs. So try to tell them as much as you can about your failures and successes. Do not be afraid. Don't feel as if it will make you lose the scholarship. Go to the next page. Next page, you have to attach your resume, your most recent resume. So you would have to acknowledge, email your most recent academic transcript, acknowledge, and then next. Next one is references. It is important to note that you provide 2 references. It says this can be a professional or an academic reference. Note, we will only contact your references if necessary. So they might contact your reference, they might not contact your reference if they are very convinced with the essays that you wrote. So you have to provide the name of your references. It can be your boss or somebody who is above you at your current job. It can be your university professors during your undergraduate days. So you have to make sure you write their names in full, beginning by their first name and their last name. So if you want, you can provide 1 professional and 1 academic. Here you would have to tell them, you can say university professor. And then here you would have to input their phone number. Then here you would have to input their email. 33, you have to input the second academic or professional reference, their relationship, CEO. You have to write their phone number, their email address, and then next. Finally, you have to agree to every information Are there any additional comments that you would like us to consider when reviewing your application? You can go ahead and write, and then finally you will submit. So guys, it is very important that you focus highly on the essays. Essays are very important when applying for any scholarship, because that is where the person offering you the scholarship will get to know you better. If you do not communicate well in your essays, if you are not able to speak up or write with clarity, you would lose the scholarship. It's very important for you to let them know you better through your writings. Do not rush over your essays. If possible, answer those questions in a Microsoft Word and then give it to somebody. Ask the person to go over it and then give you some recommendations. It's very important that you do not rush over your essays when applying for important scholarships to study outside of your home country. They do not know you. They need to know you through your essays. Even if you have a very good GPA but you're not able to communicate well in your essays, I bet you're not getting that scholarship. So make sure you communicate well in your essays. Answer the questions truthfully. Do not try to lie, because remember, they might decide to give you interviews and they would ask you questions based on those essays. If you write something that is not part of your life experience and you're not able to defend it, there's a probability that you will lose the scholarship. That being said, all I can say is best of luck in your application. If you've not yet subscribed to the channel, make sure you do subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.